I mean, I would say that, democracy is overrated when it comes to actually affecting history, actually affecting policy, affecting geopolitics and foreign policy. One could argue that it barely has as much of effect at all. Politicians who promise one thing do almost the exact opposite. FDR promised his constituents he would not get into a European war. Boom, he did. George W. Bush did much the same. We're going to have a humble foreign policy that was in vogue in the late 90s vis-a-vis Bill Clinton. Boom, he became the most insane neoconservative advocate we've ever seen. I mean, I think in terms of all this stuff of demographics and voting, I mean, I agree. I don't want to see the loss of a Democratic majority. I will shed a certain tear when Texas goes blue in 4 or 8 years or something like that. But in terms of our ultimate mission and in terms of truly changing the course of elections are overrated, my friend.
Like
they just don't matter.
Okay, so this is starting to get very cynical about the politics in general. Really, at this point, your advocacy is at the point where you're almost admitting that your group doesn't really have much of a control over the general populace doesn't have much of a control over the actual way that
the general populace has a will to normalcy and a will to conformity. The general populace will accept the status quo, and they want legitimate. They want it to be legitimate. They don't want to be thought of as radicals and changing the system. The vast majority of human beings, and this is a good thing. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. The vast majority of human beings want to get along. They want to see themselves as part of a community that's right and just and normal. It's not rock. They don't want to rock the boat and so on. The populations will accept regimes. I mean, the Russian population eventually accepted communism. It became normal after there was these, spasmodic flames of revolution and civil war. That regime ultimately gained a certain common quality, a legitimacy for the common middle person. So will every regime can achieve this. I just don't think like the average opinion, the average American, the average person, they don't really affect history. I mean, the question is, can we capture the imagination of those elite, those activist elite who really do affect history? Can we become those people ourselves? That's really the issue. And the normal people will go along with it. I mean, the average person has accepted multiracialism to a large degree. He's accepted this sexual transformation of common mores. I don't think any normal human being wanted any of this stuff, and polling reveals that, and just objective behavior reveals this. But they've accepted it. I mean, this is just in the sense of like, can you win over the average Joe in Peoria to embrace the ethno-state? It's just not that's not really at issue, because that's not how history works.
So